I guess that's like an ICBM in the church. It's weird. This whole room is fucking weird. And this little mini game where you push barrels on the dudes is another opportunity to gain points with Eris, or lose points with her.
Because if you do it like a big cool guy, then she's like, oh my god.
Yeah, but if you tell her, I forget how it works exactly, because your options here in a moment are you can push barrels over to crush the soldiers, you can tell her to wait, or you can tell her to fight. And I think that if you tell her to fight, or if you tell her to wait, because if she waits, she eventually gets to a fight anyway, I think she loses points with you whenever you do that. So if you really want to go on that mandate with Barrett, you gotta just let Eris fend for herself while you stand up there like a fucking lump.
Women, am I right? You know, they're like, you know, let us fight our own fights.
Yeah, and then when you tell them to fight some armed soldiers,
and then you lose points with them.
Yeah.
You just can't win.
And women, am I right? You gain points with them, and that's how you go on dates.
Yeah, you just win enough points and then they're yours.
Yeah, those are always your options. Hold on a minute. Fight them or run.
This fucking Donkey Kong moment.
Yeah. And so if you
It fucking
actually
hits her.
well, that's the thing. I think you can push the barrels over so that they threaten her. And I think that also costs you points. So I think that in order to lose the most points here, you want to push a barrel over so that it threatens her, and then she gets into a fight. So if you do it completely wrong, you just lose all the points. But if you do it like a cool guy here, you look like a big man with a huge dick. Thanks, Claude. You murdered that guy pretty good. His back is broke.
Making me hot.
Huh, apparently I get off on murder. That's a problem. That's a big problem.
Fucking hedgehogs?
Yeah. Yeah, they're called hedgehog pie. By the way, I love the concept of a limit break.
Yeah.
Like, it took me a while to actually make sense of those words together. But I'm like, oh, you're breaking through your own limits.
Yeah.
And it makes sense for his to be called braver, because it's like, oh, he was kind of a weak coward. But now he's just going, well, I guess if I just run up real fast and jump high in the air and stab him.
He just runs with his sword stretched out and one arm covering his eyes.
Yeah.
He's like, ah! Trips and does massive damage.
Actually, there was, that's kind of how it worked at the start of Breath of Fire 3, because your character is a little child, and they're like, hey, fight with us, here's the sword. And so for the first few hours of the game, whenever he goes to attack, his animation is he looks back and throws his arm over his eyes and then sticks his sword arm out and just kind of like swings it around a bunch. And then after a little bit, he's actually standing his ground and swinging it. But it's just this fun little bit of characterization right at the start that you don't see very often. Eris just walks against it for a bit.
Come on, Aris, you can jump like 20 feet in the air, can't you?
Wow, this church seems a lot bigger on the inside. Doctor Who, am I right? Haha. Doctor Who.
She's just really good with the space. She's like, yeah, it's only 300 square feet, but you know, I went to IKEA.
You know, if you think vertically, you can squeeze a lot into a small area. Fucking IKEA and their floor models of how to make the most out of a studio apartment.
And those...
Which are impossible, because they're always like, oh, this bed folds into the wall. Fuck you.
Or like, yeah, studio apartments sometimes have the shittiest layout.
Yeah.
It's like 300 square feet with like, I don't know...
But it's this weird like L shape.
Yeah, yeah. There's like a good, 150 square feet of wall.
At least the studios at the Monticello, from what I kind of saw of them, appear to just be a big square.
Yeah.
With a bathroom and a kitchen.
For $1,200, this square could be yours.
God, I wish I could go back in time, exchanging my modern currency for currency of basically the year.
Yeah.
Like basically start off now. Exchange my currency for like 2012 bucks. Go to 2012, exchange that for like 2010 bucks, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Just go back in time to just before prices really started to go up in Seattle, and just buy any land, any plot of land, anywhere. It's like, fuck it, I'll buy this lot, I don't care.
She's like, Dick, I'm a flower girl. Ah ha ha ha. Yeah, I am a dick.
It's all I do, really.
Now, come on, let's keep jumping around this rusty metal.
Yeah. It's funny to me that people keep... Multiple times in this game, people ask Cloud about being a soldier, and they always bring up his glowing eyes, because those in Soldier, as you just explained, are showered in Mako, and it makes their eyes have a blue glow. And it's like, oh, that's the mark of Soldier. But he's walking around in a Soldier First Class uniform. It's not like he's just wearing jeans and a t-shirt. It's not like when people look at me and the way I walk, and they're like, were you in the military? And I go, yeah. He's fucking wearing... It'd be like if I was walking around in my dress blues all the time.
Like, oh, that posture of yours.
Yeah.
I assume you
were you in the Marines? Yep.
How could you tell?
For some reason, there are just like Roman pillars here and giant robots. There's the weirdest assortment of garbage in the slums.
The homeless people got it pretty good, though. I mean, some rich people don't even have big old pillars in their front yard.
Oh, yeah, like the homeless... The homeless in the Midgar slums have a lot to work with. Just cut straight to Eris's surprisingly spacious home.
You get sunlight here? What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? You have all these flowers? You appear to have clean running water? Cover materia. You kind of break the game in the late game.
Yeah.
Oh, just load up with cover materia and counterattack materia?
And like...
Well, one cover materia and then counterattack all day.
And then like the 4-strike thing or whatever, so you're attacking 4 times for each counter.
This is Cled, he's my bodyguard. Eris, I told you to just buy a gun.
They're super cheap. I found 2 in the dirt outside last night.
There's a big robot hand with a big robot gun just in the fucking garbage pile outside. It's so prominent, you can't miss it. What are you gonna do now? I don't know, jerk off a bit. It's been like 4 years, I'm a little backed up.
I couldn't tell because that's not a human name.
I thought it might be a dog, or like, maybe it was just, the bar was called Tifa's Bar. You know, the way some bars are called like, I don't know, Shoulder and Hair.
Come on down to Shoulder and Hair where we make $18 drinks that take 5 minutes to make. And there's 20 people here ordering that drink, so
But it's the most trendy bar in Capitol Hill.
Oh man, have you been to Shoulder and Hair?
Oh yeah, dude, there's like a pork shoulder and a rabbit on the sign, right? Yeah.
I had their pulled pork sliders. They're $20, but man, you get 2 of them.
Have you been to 8-ounce Burger? Man, I know the burgers are $20,
but they also don't come with fries.
And they don't deliver milkshakes, so don't order that on Postmates. Or else the person ordering on Postmates get real mad at the delivery person.
You can get into side order of Brussels sprouts with that 8-ounce burger, and that's only like $10.
Ooh, man, that's a steal on Capitol Hill.
Because you know,
damn.
Brussels sprouts aren't like, you know, dirt vegetables that are cheap as fuck. Fucking Seattle.
I know.
Goddamn.
Fuck you, Seattle. I'd rather live in the Midgar slums.
At least I could probably get fed for $8.
At least you might get to see some cool people walking around with a big sword. You have to fight monsters from time to time, but that's fine. At least your commute's not boring. It's like...
Got all that mucus in ya.
Oh, the mucus. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, speaking of fighting monsters, there was a guy in Capitol Hill / First Hill that they think it's the same guy, but he's assaulted 2 women. Waits for them to go into like an apartment building and then catches the door before it shuts all the way. Both times he got scared off, but...
Oh, shit.
There's a police sketch and then there's a surveillance footage.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, if I... Could you imagine, like...
Just seeing him?
Yeah, or like stumbling across that situation where you're like, that guy's attacking that woman.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have a lot of anger built up.
Yeah. when society justifies your immediate actions the next 5 to 10 minutes.
You know what's fucked up is that obviously I would want to help the person out.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, I'm just like, dude, I get a free pass to beat the fuck out of someone, yeah!
Well, it's win-win, and obviously beating the shit out of someone is illegal, right? But imagine the public's reaction.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he was assaulting this woman. That one hitchhiker, like, killed that guy with an axe who was just about to run people down, and he got off. So I think you could stomp, an attempted rapist for quite a while and get away with it, ultimately.
And stomp him he did. The security camera footage caught the whole thing. And then a relatively unknown YouTube channel called CDPplays uploaded the footage.
With yakety sax playing.
Or like that one music that's like,
oh yeah.
It's like just like that going on. So yeah, this video goes on for 20 minutes. It's fucking crazy. No, but seriously, fucking crazy. Like, my god, this happened on 11th and Terrace, which is. Terrace is right next to my apartment, and 11th is just 2 streets down.
Yeah.
So, fun times in Seattle.
Oh, yeah. It's, Capitol Hill's worse than the Midgar slums.
Fucking men are the worst, and the world is a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of one of the lessons of Final Fantasy VII, actually. Why is the world dying? Oh, a whole bunch of men are draining out its lifeblood. Oh, why is there a big meteor in the sky? Oh, some dude has a god complex. Oh. How was he able to summon that meteor? Oh, some guy was doubting himself for a little bit. One thing led to another, and apocalypse.
And here this girl's just trying to grow some flowers. She gets fucking stabbed with the biggest sword.
The Mazamune. That little like cat thing right there. Glimpsing that in the announcement trailer for the remake is what told me it was going to be the remake.
It's great that they did that.
Because they knew. You spend just enough time in this spot, the architecture in it is just recognizable enough that I think anyone who's played it remembers this weird... It was that cat slide right there.
Because you think of this fucking nightmare world that these children have to grow up, but there's this that exists.
Yeah, there's this playground that's just right here, and Eris is like, "Oh, I haven't been here since I was a kid." So this moment stands out in my mind, not even just because I had to play Midgar like 20 times before I finally got a memory card, or even more, but it's just this surprising bit of iconography from this game that I think most people don't think about until that announcement trailer came out, and there was just a flash of this. I went, "This is Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
This is Final Fantasy VII. This is Final Fantasy VII. I know that cat."
It's like, wait, what's like? Yeah, there's just a bit. Like it's just a little bit. It's not like something like so obvious. Like I don't know, Buster Sword sticking in a rock or something stupid. It was just like
exactly.
Wait, what's that? I
and then at the end, and then as it goes on, they give you more obvious iconography to work with. But just that cat is the moment that I lost my mind. And I sent you a text that I think just said, "It's happening." Reunion. For some reason, they have chocobo-drawn carriages. She looked kind of odd, like a floozy. I think I hate her.
I hate her. I've decided.
Yeah.
Yep.
This episode's a bit on the long side because I wanted to do the whole dress side quest.
Yeah.
Like when I replayed it last year, I just did the very basic bit where it's like, get the wig, get the dress, be done.
You have no idea how horny that guy is. He doesn't care.
This time, though, I wasn't able to do quite the whole thing. There were a couple bits that I can't remember how to do. I don't remember how to get makeup. I know how to get it, but the steps involved, I forget. And I don't think I got the lingerie.
I like how Cloud goes for it. He's like, fuck it.
If I'm gonna go for it, I may as well go all out.
I kind of like it.
Then the implication is that he's wearing lingerie for the rest of the game.
Cloud, you could take that off.
Mm-mm.
I know.
Feels super smooth against my skin. And it doesn't bind up like my boxer briefs.
I like how immediately, I don't know, like, so what, wait, what happens? Is this, Tifa is doing this because of why? Like, why is she already there, or?
She explains that in a moment, but the basics of it is, there was a suspicious-looking guy walking around Sector 7, and Barrett got some information out of him, which implicated Don Corneo, the slum lord of this area, the guy inside the mansion behind us. It implicated him as being responsible or being in cahoots with Shinra.
Okay.
And so Tifa wants to get some information from him, and she's taking advantage of this despicable thing Don Corneo is doing, where he's trying to find a bride. So he's having three women brought to him every day, and he chooses one, and then the other two...
Yeah.
Question mark?
I just like how Barrett and Tifa, they immediately are just like, well, Cloud's dead, let's keep moving on with our plan.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep Avalanche going, we can't sit here and mourn.
And so right now, Tifa is the only one in there, and so they're like, okay, we gotta get in there.
Doesn't that guy have like a fucking murder dungeon or something?
Yeah, he has a fucking weird murder sex dungeon. It's, you know, everything about Don Corneo is uncomfortable. Just horribly uncomfortable.
It's just great that they put this whole thing in here.
It's one of those things that they specified, like with the remake, we will be keeping this in, simply because it's iconic at this point. It's, see right there, Korean barbecue plate. Sushi is general enough that I'm willing to accept it as part of a fantasy world. But Korea is very, very specific.
Man, I want Korean barbecue plate.
It'd be nice. So you do this, so you get a promotional coupon that you can take to the item shop to get one of 3 different items, and if you choose the right one of those, you can give it to a woman having digestive issues in a stall, and she will give you, as a reward, the best possible cologne. You can also give her like digestive, and that helps her out. You can give her deodorant, and she's like, thanks. And she gives you a real shitty item. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can collect besides just the dress and the wig, but a few of them have different tiers of quality based on your actions.
You're running this shop and you turn around and there's just this dude standing there. You're like, whoa,
staring at you.
Whoa, buddy. Fuck.
Yeah. So this is the same shop where the woman at the dress store, her father is at, drowning his sorrows because I've lost my passion for making dresses. But then the idea of making a dress for a man fires his imagination.
Yes, your frame, your figure. You can make this beautiful.
So just once he'd like to dress up like a girl. I don't know if this whole segment is progressive or not. Right? I think about it. I go, is this? Or is it not? Maybe it's regressive? I mean, there's a lot of gay people in this segment. Some of them seem to be predators, but some of them seem to just be like muscle men. I don't know what to make of this moment. As a woke millennial, I am conflicted. This guy's gonna pee real bad.
You just don't walk in on a person.
You do if you have medicine.
Sexy.
Yeah. I don't know what the other options or what the other items you can get are, but they're not as sexy as the sexy cologne. I wish you could do karaoke.
Fart cologne. It's just item description. Some guys are into it.
You can get a member's card from a guy one screen over from here, and that lets you go into this sex club. Oh, look, there's Johnny with the red hair crawling on the floor because he's so desperate for sex. Because Johnny's a fucking loser. But hey, at least he gets to talk to Cloud and company. How many of you out there get to be even a fucking hanger-on the side story? This place is weird. If you go to the rooms on the left, you get to do... You have to go in the rooms on the left in order to get one of the items available. The rooms on the right give you weird bits of side story.
I mean, yeah, I was like,
especially this room.
Yeah.
There's a guy in the tub just bouncing back and forth. That...
What?
The wind's calm now. I didn't realize it until I played this again for this playthrough, but there's actually a prophecy going on right now. Or about to go on. The guy dressed as the king, it's implied, is President Shinra. It's the curse of the resurrected Satan. Our beloved queen does not awaken. So the resurrected Satan is Sephiroth. Their queen is Genova. The time is ripe because the reunion is starting. Where Genova's cells are calling out the people.
Yeah, this is weird. Somebody got this really specific fetish going on there. Luncheon. You pan to the left a little too far, and there's just a butt right there.
Yeah.
But it's a Final Fantasy VII butt, so you don't really know what you're looking at.
Actually, in one of these rooms, there's a very tiny Kate Sith doll bouncing up and down. A great white sword on his back will not lead to the promised land. So it's a little weird, because they say, we have a luncheon with President Shinra, but then they say that the president's wife found out about this little hobby of his. So when saying we have a luncheon with President Shinra, it implies that that's not him, but then saying that this is his hobby implies that it is. Which is one of those things that I would like a better localization, in the hopes that I would clear it up a little bit.
Take a peek.
Yeah.
Cloud's just got no problem with this.
This one isn't as suspicious. It's just a couple of old people. Like, our son put us up in this fuck room, but what are we gonna do?
We play backgammon.
Okay. Have 5 bits of ribbon candy we can put on the line. Oh, there it is. Like, what? Just, what?
Why? What's happening?
There's so many parts about this game that 20 years on just confuse me. Just confound me.
It's too nice for us.
Yeah. This is not a high-class neighborhood.
Old people just wheezing all the time. Pooh.
It's near closing time, but Cloud comes in anyway, and she's like, damn it, just get your rocks off and go.
I'm gonna go look the other way. You do what you need to do.
So this room up top is their dressing room, and if you follow a certain sequence of events, you can get one of them to put makeup on you. But I don't, for the life of me, I can't remember what that sequence of events is, because I come in here and they all just freak out. As well they should.
Do you have to... Can you be wearing any of the stuff yet?
Not yet, no. And once you have the dress on, you're unable to come in here.
Okay. Because, oh, I see.
Because once you have the dress on, all those creeps out the fuck room. Once you have the dress on, all those perverts outside swarm around Cloud so that you're unable to progress past them into this room.
It's like they all found Cloud attractive just as a dude, but they were like, I mean, you know, because I don't want my bros to be all like, okay, or whatever. And then they see Cloud with a little bit of makeup, and they're like, man, that's totally him.
Yeah.
But man, now I just want to bone him. Why's the music so creepy in the fuck room?
Because there's like ghost Cloud. The other room, if you go inside, there's a tub full of gay men. And they undress Cloud and put him in the tub with them. And then Cloud just like counts down from 10, and then after he gets to 0, he's like, alright, I'm out of here.
He gave it a try.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'm open to things. I'll give it a try for 10 seconds.
Yeah. This one is a little more awkward, though. Because even though you have this little ghost bit, which is surprisingly straightforward, you have that voice again talking to him.
Yeah, what a weird bit of story to happen at this point, too.
Yeah, it's a bit inexplicable as to why it's happening here right now. Rub, rub, rub. Thump, pound, poik, poik, squish.
Big old thick mustache.
Yeah.
Gave you my healing punches.
Your options are huh and ugh.
What the hell is going on
I
here?
don't know. I have no idea what's going on.
Not
even Cloud knows.
I don't know.
Fuck. Whatever.
I just don't get it.
You're not the only one, Cloud.
Moonwalking soldier?
Yeah. Oh shit, the guy she came here with is back.
We weren't gonna do anything weird. We're not a bunch of monsters.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny, you're the biggest hanger-on in video games. Even bigger than Luigi. This guy, he doesn't exactly have a shop, but you can just come in and talk to him, and he asks you to do him a solid. And I don't know why he can't ask a girl to inspect the vending machine for him. He might suspect that it's, I don't know, prophylactics or something? It's another one of those confusing bits, of which this game has very, very many. So again, you can buy him a 200 gil option, a 100 gil, or a 50 gil, and depending on what you get him, he'll give you an item of varying quality.
But it doesn't say what it is.
No, not yet. He'll say what it is when you bring it to him, but right there it's just like, oh, this is how much it costs.
Alright, thanks for the boner pills. When you first did this and you were all fully clad in the female stuff and you thought you had to... Did you have to walk? Did you think you had to walk all the way up to the top, or did you hold down the run button? Like, did you ever think that...
Oh, I see, because she says walk like a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you think... Because I did.
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay, I guess I better not
Yeah.
run.
It's the highest option you can buy him is a protein drink set.
What?
I know. And then because I got him the top tier item, he gives me a diamond tiara. If you get the middle option, this is the only one I remember. The middle option is a ruby tiara, and the cheap option is a glass tiara.
I feel like a diamond tiara is worth a little bit more than a protein set, but...
Yeah, I suppose it depends on how much stuff you have.
If it's like that year... It's like a... I don't know. Maybe it's like a year's supply of protein.
Yeah, and like a diamond tiara, if no one can afford to buy it,
Yeah.
it's less. It's worth less to you than a 200 gil protein set.
I can't eat diamonds.
Nope. Trust me, I've tried. And Cloud's trying to put on a dress, and they're like, wait, how? Sometimes I've looked at a woman's dress and go, how do you actually... What?
Where does it open? I mean, I know there are openings, but does it open?
It doesn't seem like you can actually fit into any of these.
Do I just...
Do you, like, take a running leap at this? Harris, what did you tell him? This gym is the most confusing part. This conversation they're about to have is the most confusing bit in the whole game.
Okay.
And then they start talking about Big Bro. And then they talk about Big Bro, and then Cloud is like, wait, are you the beautiful bro?
Like they know
You always
about
said no,
this?
yeah, always run around here saying Big Bro this, Big Bro that. What do you mean? Neither of them have ever been here. None of them were running around saying Big Bro this. How would Cloud know about Big Bro? And now you have to do a squat minigame, which for some reason requires 3 buttons?
I know, what the hell?
It's like there's a ready position you need to get into after you've raised back up. And I'm always paranoid about this one specifically, so I always give it a little practice. If you fail to beat that guy in the squat competition, you get a shitty brown wig, but it smells a little bit, so you might want to like spray it. And I think you can use the disinfectant on it that you can get from the guy with the item coupon. But if you're not going to do everything properly, then you may as well just get the dress and the wig and move on.
Not bad,
Yeah.
not bad.
But by default, I believe the guy will choose Eris. Don Corneo, that is.
Yeah.
If you have a handful of items, but not all of them, then he'll choose Tifa. But if you get all of the items, then he will choose Cloud. Which, if you want to go on a date with Barrett, you have to have him choose Cloud because you get a unique dialogue option, which gets you points with Barrett, even though he's not around. It's confusing.
Like how this guy gets confused about squats. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck, what do I do again? Do I go down or up?
He just starts doing a push-up. Wait a minute. So Big Bro, I suspect, is transgender? Or maybe just dresses like a woman? Which is one of those confusing bits where I'm like, is this progressive? I don't know. All I know is there's like a muscle Japanese man on the mat right there.
And Big Bro's fist
Cut like bone. A fist of steel cut to the bone. That should be a line that we steal for things.
Yeah. Everybody's like, whoa!
Yeah. Just big hearts in everyone's eyes. I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like making dresses for men would just be like making dresses for women.
Yeah.
Maybe cut slightly differently, depending on the build, but that seems like it holds true for all dresses.
Everybody, like, thinks Cloud is so cool, so all the guys are like, man, maybe I'm gonna wear dresses too.
Yeah. What? No, but that one's what we call hooker red.
Oh man, we were all totally gonna peek too.
Even me, and I'm a woman. That was fast. What I like about her model right now is, for once, you can see the white materia.
Yeah.